Hi, my name's Ron Stone. This is an instructional bass video on Highway Song by Blackfoot. It's in the key of E minor. This is a really cool song. It's simple and not so simple at the same time. It starts out without the bass for a couple times with the guitars, and then the bass comes in. So the main riff is E minor to C to D. So it's the E minor to C, D, and then C, A, F sharp, and then A sharp, B. Okay. And I like to a trill that I like to add is to hit the octave on the B. I play it fretless when I play live, so I get a really smooth. You know, I don't have the fret sounds, but I think either way it's fine. So that's the main verse, and then when it goes into, you know, Highway Song, the chorus. Instead of ending on the B, what I hear is it ends on the E, so it's and then it goes A. Okay, so I play the octave of A, and then D. When it hits the D, it hits the D, and then it slides. It slides up to E, D, octave, and back to the D. And I think it pretty much does that every time he hits the D. So the structure of the song, you have to takes a little getting used to. The first time it does the chorus, it hits that, and then it goes right back into the same thing as the main verse. So okay, and then the second time it goes through it, then it goes through. That's kind of like a half chorus the first time, and the second time it goes into twice the length of that chorus, and it adds a couple extra chords. So the second time it hits the chorus, it plays A, D, and E, and then C, D, and E, and it does something different after that second chorus too. So every time after the chorus, it does something different. So so we don't get too far ahead. I'll play up through that part, and that way you'll be able to have it close to where I explained it. So the only other thing to note is at the beginning, when the guitars are done, there's like a pause before everything comes in, and to my ear I count to 6 when the guitar is finished, but whatever works to give you that feel right after the guitars are done. It's just C, D. So, you know, where you come in, just work it out with your band. So let's go here. that's the first part through the first chorus. So so again, just to emphasize, before you go into the chorus, instead of landing on the B, you're ending on the E. You know, you're hitting that open E, but then you're also landing on it before you start in with the chorus with the A. And as soon as that chorus is over, it goes right back into the same thing you were doing with the verses. Okay, so ending that part, couple of notes about the chorus. So then it goes to the E, and so you know, so I work my way down through the E chord, sort of the E minor scale, up to what is then the C after the E. That's exactly the same thing I played on the D on the 5th fret. I just play it up here. I like it for variety, and because I'm already up here, so to me it's more natural. And then, so the post chorus there then is E to C, D. So I think the rhythm on there is really key, but you're just playing 3 notes, E, C, and D, but you know, you're using that funky thing to the E to D. So B, A, okay? And that's kind of prepping you. It's a foreshadowing of that jam out, you know, at the end. So then after it finishes that, then the guitars do a thing, but the bass does a... Okay, so basically that's A, and then you're sort of doing a trill within the A chord, going D, E to the A octave, and then hitting into ending up on the octave of the C, going G, A, C. So it's ending up on E, which is the key of the song, and that's when they start the you know, the vocal harmony thing. So again, it's and you can make a decision whether you just want to leave it on the E or hit the low, or you can even get fancy and hit the harmonic. Okay, so then they do their thing, and then you're going to come in basically playing the chord structure but up at the octave. That's basically the chord structure, okay? So it's Okay, starting on the 11th fret, which is the octave of the F sharp, and you're doing a coming back to the E, again the key of the song, and then F G. I'm sorry, C D. To the F sharp to the E, and that's pretty much the exact equivalent of what you're doing up in the first position when you're playing. And then that just brings you back into the verses again. And you can either play after you do that, you can either finish on the B like you normally do, or you can do it up here, which gives you room to slide back a little bit. Okay, so I'll play it with the record. So you'll notice that chorus repeats, so when you finish the second D, you're going to hang on the E and then work your way back to starting over at the A. So I like to, kind of work my way back, kind of in the A blues pentatonic scale back to that A chord. Okay, and then you're done with the structure and you're just into the jam out, which is it's repetitive, but there's a couple different approaches and there's a couple parts, but it's the same chords. So it's E, C, D, E, with a quick back to D's. So every repeat, for the most part, ends with that E back to D, and I think that's really important. Not everybody seems to get that, so I'm calling attention to it. So, and you can play it on just the root notes, or you can also do octaves, which sounds cool too. And then there's the part which is the same chords when the drums and everybody does that. And the only other thing that's different is at the very end, after that part, when it comes back in, it stays on the E to C to D thing an extra time before it goes into the B. So notice that it's the only time it breaks the pattern, and then after it comes out of that, after it does that break pattern, then I do a more elaborate thing on the bass because they're doing something more funky on the bass too. So I use root, third, fourth, and fifth. That last thing there is just running back on an E chord on the 12th fret, which is octave, flat 7, 5, 4. So it's and then for the B, I go B and then chromatically up from C sharp back to E. And then from E down back to B, skipping a full step from E to D, and a full step also from D to C. So that whole thing looks like. That's a lot of fun at the end. That's my favorite part, I think. So I'll play through the chorus, and that's all the parts from it. So I'll go back just a little bit before that and finish that last chorus, and then we'll go into it. And just a quick side note, that's the only time it hits the A, the first time it does it before it really starts to move. And then the rest of the time after the B, it does the E to D thing. So. Okay. All right, here we go. So it's going to go into that thing. So, and just let me emphasize, I mean, you really drive this. The bass really drives the rhythm on this. So I'd say, you know, fool around with it, see what you like, you know, being straight on the beat. Or, you know, you change the feel a lot. So, man, have fun with this. Okay, so we're into this other thing. Okay, so that's right after that, you know, that thing, it plays the E to D, the E to C to D thing 3 times in a row, which it doesn't do that any other time, and then it, you know, hits the B. And right after that, that part where it finishes that extra time in the B, that's when. Okay, so I'm just going to back it up just slightly so we can start that. it just fades out on the record. So one more time, slow. And when you get playing fast, I mean, you probably even noticed I don't always hit the right intervals. I may hit the C sharp by accident, but I mean it's a passing tone, so it's not really that big of a deal. Yeah, I mean it's not like it's it's not going to work. So great song, man. You're lucky to be playing it. Have fun.